What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name's Mac. I have a slightly itchy face. And if you're new to the channel, this is my YouTube channel, How to Heal. I like to go over things that I found very helpful. That might be a little loud. Things that I found very helpful for healing my own journey towards more peace, contentment, happiness. And hopefully these are some ideas and thoughts that can help you guys as well. So I hope you guys are all having a great day, and we'll start this video off with a nice stretch. We'll do a forward reach. Lovely. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about a little memory trick that I found very helpful and very powerful. So I think it's very common that people will try to think up someone's name or a movie or something they know, but they can't seem to remember. And they'll very often get very distraught or stuck and say, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Like, oh, I know. And, oh, this is going to eat me alive all day. Like, this is going to bother me until I get it. Or they say something like, oh, I know it'll come to me later at the most random time. Or I know it'll wake me up in the middle of my sleep, right? It'll pop into my head. And I've been thinking about this a little bit, and I think it's because these things come to you when you're least expecting them, because that's often when you're in this more of a flow state, an open state, a state of space where these memories, these thoughts, this knowledge can come to you more freely, right? Like in the dead of sleep. That's like pretty deep meditation in a sense, right? So I've noticed this a couple times in the past few weeks, and actually earlier today I was thinking about a topic of like body confidence. And I was thinking about a celebrity I had seen talking about being really confident in his body, and he was on a podcast and he was talking about, oh yeah, the brutal accent kicked in, but he basically learned this from a schoolmate when he was really, really young. And this person, he said, like, not to paraphrase, he basically said, like, this man's nuts like hung, like you could see it, you could feel the energy when he walked into the room, right? Like, he had a ton of confidence. He didn't really care about what people thought about him, and he found this celebrity found this very admirable. So we asked him, like, why, and he said, like, he wasn't, by his opinion, the most good-looking guy or any of these things, right? He didn't have the classic traits that would correlate usually to a large amount of confidence. So we asked him, like, why are you so confident? How are you so comfortable in your body? And this person had said, well, like, this is my body, and I'm going to have this body for my whole life, so why wouldn't I be confident in it? Why wouldn't I be completely content and accepting of my body and what is, right? Which I think is genius. It's, and I think it goes in line with what I've talked about Epictetus and the things you can control, the things that are within your power and aren't within your power. And aren't within your power, body's one of them, right? So I was thinking about this thought, and then I got caught up in, what was this celebrity's name? He was from that one reality TV show. I watched a lot of reality TV last year. So one of those shows being Too Hot to Handle. And he was like the main guy off it, really tall, Australian dude. And I was like, oh, what's his name? Okay, he knows, he hangs out with this vlogger, like he hangs out with like this YouTuber, Logan Paul. He dated this other girl from the show. He knows this person, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Like, I know this. What is it? I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll try to meditate on it. Like, I'll try to just relax, and I did just that. Like, I kind of calmed down, but still in my head I was thinking all these frantic thoughts. I was thinking, yeah, okay, Logan Paul knows him, the other guy too, like Logan's friend Mike, they all hang out, this other person knows him, he was on this. And then from that I'm like, okay, stop trying to connect the dots. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, how long am I going to do this? How long am I willing to sit here? And then I'm like, oh, you know what? It'll cultivate patience. But regardless, even the patience thought, all of these thoughts are just blocking it. They're coming into my head and they're blocking and they're creating a mental fog, right? So all of a sudden, I stopped trying to remember in general. Like this went on for probably 4 or 5 minutes or so. I stopped trying to remember in general, and I just thought, okay, I am just going to focus on clearing my mind, and not necessarily focus on clearing my mind, but instead focus on the space within my mind and feeling this space, this wide open space, so that now whatever thought that I need or is trying to come to me can come to me. And I'm not going to block it with a million random little thoughts about patience or the people he knows or his name kind of sounds like E or something, right? So I did this, and the second I actually felt that I had connected with the space and the openness, Harry Jowsey. And it came into my head, and I was like, whoa. And it was incredible because it was so immediate. Like it was less than a second of true clearing in my head and that space, and it snapped in like the clearest thought I've ever had. And it was really interesting just because it came blatantly as a result of me not trying to force it and instead just making room for it. So that's an amazing trick. I highly recommend you guys to try if you're getting caught up on something. You might have to step away from the conversation to actually take this moment to try and connect with it, because it could be kind of tricky if there's a lot of people talking around you and you're like, okay, I'm going to tune out all these people. But yeah, great trick to try. It's happened to me other times with other people I was thinking about on a podcast, like Charlie and Ben podcast from Charisma on Command. They do a podcast as well. Couldn't remember either of their names. Did this, remembered both of their names, and I'm like, oh, and they had a guest, the guy from Actualized. And I'm like, okay, wait, Leo. Like, so it's worked like a charm for me. So give it a try if you wish, and let me know what you think. Let me know if it helps you. And that's it for today's video. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment down below. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.